Shit, Secret House.
Secret House.
Yeah, Secret House Against the World, Tokyo Bass, hip hop, underground hip hop album reviews, I suppose. Independent, underground. Just dope music that is probably not being reviewed by other places, right?
Yeah.
So today we have got together to review the new collaborative project, Ockham's Blazer, self-titled. It is 9 songs, 30 minutes. They are a 7-piece nomad jazz band on Fake 4 as well as our boy AJ Suede. Yeah, so shout out to Fake 4. Now I almost said AJ Spade. Yeah, check that review out, man. We rock with Fake 4. Shout out to Chesky and all those fools. It is 7 artists, and I wrote down all of them here. Should I say the names? All right, so we've got a guy named Krizzle who's on keys. Christopher Krizzle. We've got Fresh Kils, who's the producer. He's on MPC. Premrock MC. We've got, I don't even want to. Am I going to mispronounce his name? Guido Spannocchi on the alto sax. We got July Scone,
the most
percussion.
important person.
Anthony Rinaldi on the baritone sax, and Julian Preushi. Yeah, but I guess they it's Premrock, Fresh Kils, a few other guys that are with a band called PRAQ, PRAQ.
Q exclamation mark, right?
Yeah, exclamation mark, hailing from New York, Toronto, and Vienna, and they just got together over, these 7 musicians got together to fucking keep it rocking and do something new and do something interesting.
In the basement, yeah.
Yeah, and so as I like to, are you guys familiar with any of these cats?
This is the first time listening to
Premrock, Fresh Kils.
Okay, you same.
All new for me.
PRAQ are new to me.
I'm a big fan of Prem. His album Load Bearing Crow's Feet last year was really good, and he continues to just be one of the doper MCs. He's kind of got a interesting style as well, a very interesting style, and I know Fresh Kils, but I couldn't be like, yo, this is my favorite Fresh Kils beat.
What?
But the album that they collaborated on, Prem and him, is also really dope. So yeah, let's get into it then. You want to start it off again, Spade? Because you're really hyped about this one, right?
Man. I was here for the music. When that music hit in, dog, it just, woo! I tell you, man, I could care less about the lyrics because the music was that damn good. These are some musicians, some guys who can play their ass off. And July Scone, bruh, you get in the pocket and you never leave. Like, bruh, the way you putting together those grooves, bruh, I got my drumsticks right now, and after this, I'm gonna go practice. And yo, I'm gonna lay down some grooves just like that, dude, because you got off on those damn drums. Yeah. The mix itself on this damn album was warm.
It's very clean.
The drums were forward. That's one thing I like too. Like when you get a lot of live instrumentation, sometimes the drums are back, but no, y'all moved them up forward. That was great. Like I said, y'all could have said booty, booty, butt cheeks 99 times over these beats, and I wouldn't have mind because the music was that damn good. The mix, the drums was forward, like I said. The sift sit right on top of all the beats, so you can hear the sift. It was so damn clean, and the horns were spread out. And the harmony between the horns is only something you can do if you're a jazz musician, and you can pick up those improvisational notes and like just lead in with somebody. You can tell a lot of this wasn't even forced. And to mix that with stuff in the box and sampling with that, so layering on the drum machine with the, woo! You guys showed your ass off, dog. This is something that cannot be done by one person in production ever. Like, the hell with beat makers, the hell with producers. These are musicians, dog. This is some of the greatest, like, composition ever when it comes to this.
Talk that shit.
I was like, bruh, the horns, bruh. Let me just talk about this one song real quick. I'm sorry. Because I thought my favorite song was Carpe Cortado. I thought that was it because it was just a beat. But oh my God, Blood Support came in. And man, whoo, July Scone, you got off on the beat because on the verse part, there's nothing but a drone sound. Yeah. And the drums just, and dude just riding the beat. Premrock's riding the beat. I'm like, hell yeah. But then, right in the middle, you get horns coming in.
At that 4-minute mark, right. When the horns, the
horns come in, giving you melody. And you get like, man, oh my God, it's just a nice improv. And then, they flipped the game by sampling the same horns they just used.
And then fucking flipping it. Fresh Kils kills that shit.
Chop the damn horns that you just used and added more horns and more layers on top of that, making this magical pastiche of music. Bruh.
I think that's their best, the most
Bruh.
chemistry that they had on the album. That song really
Blood
highlights.
Court. Oh
like,
my
yeah,
God,
that
y'all
joint
got
is
off on this,
super
dog.
dope.
I apologize. I
Super
feel like I'm
dope.
talking too much. I'll let y'all have
No,
it.
no, I feel you. I'm glad you got off like that because that one fool in the comments was like, that one guy's not going to like this. And I
could
was
be
like, I don't
Jet,
know. I don't know who's Spade. They usually come at Spade with that shit. But
This was
but
hip hop.
yeah, no,
Do you think this is a hip hop album? Because I wouldn't say this is a hip hop album. This is a jazz album, a slapping ass jazz album.
I mean,
I think hip hop
arbitrary, right? It's an arbitrary.
I think hip hop could.
distinction,
If they say it's hip hop, it's hip hop. Like hip hop comes in many forms, and this would not be the first. I mean, one of the things is about like the thing that I didn't like about this album is as much as that Prim usually gets the fuck off, and I really didn't care for a few of his performances on this. But he seems very thoughtful. Like he's not rhyming just to rhyme. He's working together in cohesion with these guys. How he could use his voice to do these things. But yeah, you know, speaking of being hip hop, like his voice almost reminds me of like Guru's a little bit. Like and Guru did Jazzmatazz.
era Guru, yeah, for sure.
And this album also kind of reminds me of like Alec Empire's hypermodern jazz, like this weird, funky hip hop type of take on jazz and approach. And you know, the thing about a jazzy hip hop album is a lot of times you get the jazz, like proficient musicians playing hip hop beats with jazz instruments, and a lot of times it's like fine. It works really well, but sometimes it just seems a little bit lifeless, you
Like
know.
a loop, yeah.
This is not that. This is like you know, an argument could be made that it's not hip hop because a lot of this is just not that, like between the conventional lines of what is considered hip hop music. And I really like the album. There's a few songs where I was like, wow, man, I kind of feel like the chemistry's not there on this. But as we get further into it, around Dirt Bell is when I was like, okay. I was like, okay, these horn stabs is a little bit crazy. And you know who else it reminds me of? El Producto's fucking High Water album, the jazz album he did, where he's sampling these musicians and doing it. There's a lot of that type of energy here. Maybe it's because of Prim, but yo, they really killed this album. It's one of the more interesting and unique listens that I've had this year, or kind of in a while when it comes to people approaching it like this. It's like, you know what our man Aaron, like, you know what I mean?
So what I was waiting to say is like, I need to put you guys onto what people are doing out here.
Yeah.
Out here in Tokyo. As soon as we got to Prison of Gold, I was like, oh shit, this is like the shit people are like doing out here.
Right.
Like fucking Daljub Step Club, Millennium Parade, Cicada, Crack Lax, SMTK, Dos Monos, Hold Resample Quartet, your boy Aaron Shulai, Akihiro Yoshimoto. There's so much like dope shit out here right now that sounds like this, where it's like, there's the electronic element, there's the production kind of element, the beat maker-ish element, combined with extremely high quality musicianship.
Word up.
And just, you know, that jazziness, that soul that comes through, some really, really excellent playing, brought together in a way that wouldn't have been possible 30, 40 years ago, right? You know, because a lot of jazz is conventional in the sense that it can be performed by a jazz band. This is something that is both of the past and of the future. You know, it's synthesized, it's artificial, and at the same time it's very organic and natural. It's sick.
And you know, Premrock's vocal performances, because he is such a unique styler with like a very himself voice, like a very different voice, he adds a lot of things to this that you just wouldn't get from like a more typical MC over beats like this. You know, you have anyone less of a writer and they would turn these songs into rapper over beat like jazz music, but he does something with it, with like even when he's just doing like on the intro of the Overtaxed Heart Clubs band, where he doesn't really rap on it, but he does start off with like, the bard singer said, love the same way you live, RZA said, bang your head, so I'm gonna meet in the middle, the ending of this particular riddle is where it led. And it's very poetic, and he does this, he also does it on Ill-Fitted Dress Shirt. It's a very poetic verse from him, which is more of a like a rap verse from him, whereas on Drone he's just using this same refrain over and over again. It's a very interesting project, but both of what you guys say I agree with completely. I almost don't have much else to say about the album other than that,
I would say I think he is the weakest link on here, and I'm not saying that pejoratively. I'm saying the music holds up that damn much to the point you really didn't need vocals on none of these tracks, to be honest. But I give him amount of levity because I don't think a regular MC could have found a way to fit lyrics into these beats at times.
I feel like
he's masterful at that.
The lyrics work really well in the capacity that even though you have like a horn section on there,
yes,
it's not a particularly melodic album. There's a lot of like atonal, like non-melodic parts on there, and maybe it would get a little lost like in the ether if you didn't have Premrock on there just focusing everything to like a, you know, the point of the spear, as it were, like, you know, the kind of center of each track where you have the rapping. Obviously there's some more instrumental tracks on there as well, and they're excellent, but I think maybe the album would be they would have to make some alterations to make it feel as complete as it does if it weren't for the fact that you have like such a proficient MC on there kind of focusing everything to one point.
The first 3 songs was kind of iffy for me, I'm not gonna lie, until you got to Dirt Bell, and then I was like, oh, we here now.
That's what I thought too. I thought the first 3 songs, I was like, oh, I see what they're trying to do, but I didn't think that there was a lot of chemistry on those first 3 songs. The later part of the album is where it starts getting more interesting.
No, I disagree. Prison of Gold is one of my favorite tracks on there, just because
multiple movements.
It's got electro mashup.
It's like it's electronic. It's got this kind of, it's almost dance music, little housey in places.
Maybe some ska in there
digital,
too.
There's a bit of
electronic,
like a Tokyo Ska Paradise orchestra kind of element on top. You know, you got the horns kind of coming in and out, and it's kind of, I guess if I was trying to recommend Occam's Blazer, the album or the band, to someone, I would probably show them that track just because you have the different elements all brought together, and it feels like a very kind of complete example of what the band can do for me.
I think technically it's a great song, and the way they fuse all those elements together is great. But I don't think that was something that shows their chemistry. I think Bloodport shows that more. But this seems like something like they was trying to get the idea. Maybe they started in the beginning, like, yo, this is what we're going to do. And it came together nice. But like when it goes down to Bloodport, I'm like, y'all was like in sync. Y'all did some fusion, mind melding.
For the limitations of what these instruments are capable of, there's a big variety of sound on this album, and I think that kind of speaks to their ability that we could have all 3 completely different takes about what the best songs are, because all of them are fucking pretty good. Even if you don't care for them, there's something for a lot of different people on this album. It's really good.
Remember I said Kendrick Lamar's album, the problem was all of it was done in the box. This is how Kendrick's album should have sounded, like dead ass.
I would have liked it more.
Because like all his stuff was like processed in the box, and it sounded like just fake. This was a good mix between the box and live instrumentation, man. Y'all guys found that sweet spot, and I don't know anybody who could do this. Maybe Swindle, because I'm on his nuts, but I don't know nobody else could probably do this, but you guys, y'all own to something. Please come out with another album.
I don't think I would have been able to bear any of this album if it had been Kendrick Lamar going Matador with his friends over the top. That would have probably ruined it for me.
This shit hard.
Premrock is perfect on here for me.
Well, he'd be like, play the corner like a dunce cap, brother. Frat brother.
Hello, crackers.
Black brother. I love crackers. I don't, if I could hate a little bit, I don't hear anybody else talking about that Kendrick album. I feel like the album came and went. Like for week. Okay, well, I won't get into it, but okay.
No.
Okay, I won't get into it. I won't get it. We'll celebrate these guys. Yeah, fucking man. Laminate Intent is so dope. The sax. I'm not smart enough or knowledgeable about music enough to say if it was the alto sax or whatever else. But the sax on that joint, whatever they're doing, is so fucking amazing and fire, man. This album is. I don't know if it'll end up in my top 10, but it is right now. It is in my top 10 albums of the year so far. I really enjoy this fucking forever.
I'm giving 8s out like the candy this year. Because this album's damn near. Can I talk about some of the songs though?
Oh, yeah, bust it. Oh, my bad. I would be closing it up.
Like Curly Fries, when it came in, I was like, okay, it was simple, it was beautiful, it was harmonious. You had the ascending scales.
Curly Fries Supreme, that's like a Love Supreme, yeah?
Yeah. The ascending and descending scales, it grabbed my attention. I was like, okay, so these guys could play. It caught me. But then Prison of Gold came in, then like Jet said, it was a mashup between the fusion and the electro, and everything came in. I was like, okay, I like what these guys doing. Then Overtaxed Hearts came in. Overtaxed Heart club band came in, and I was kind of like, I don't know, because the trumpets and the organs was kind of like, I don't know what you're doing here. But then Dirt Bell came in and like a phoenix from the sky. I was like, yeah, I get what this whole thing's about. It kind of came in like that old mystical, it ain't my fault, boom.
Is it right here?
Right there.
This is the song I played when I was like, you want to review this? And he was like, yep.
Yeah.
He heard about 36. Yep, I'm out. And he just walked out the house and said, all right, see you next week, Spade. Yeah, but yeah, it's a fire.
One thing about that though, the British rapper, it's so funny. We all speak English, but we don't speak the same language. Because I was like, what the hell is dude talking about?
I actually like him on that joint.
I was like,
He's
man,
very clear on that.
What is his name? It's like I forget his name, but I'll see it in a second. But he's dope too. I thought I like the way his voice kind of cuts through the beat in the music. Well, his name is
Disraeli,
Disraeli.
Disraeli, yeah. Yeah, Disraeli's dope.
That's my first time. Like, I'm not familiar with him. My bad.
What is he saying? I'm like,
Big up
man, sometimes I'm like, whoa. Like, yo, is this English? Like, yo.
I know your country ass ain't talking. Say since again.
I will not. I would not.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Well, go off.
My man said Kendrick Lamar earlier. Like you pluralize attorneys general. So he was like the Kendricks Lamar.
Word.
Yeah, I'm country as hell, man. I don't hide it though, man.
Yeah.
Then there's a Carpe. Was it Carpe
Cortada?
That's dope track, man. Like I said, I thought it was my favorite track until I got the Bloodsport.
Bloodsport is
and that's
crazy.
Like I already talked about that. That's great. It shows everything. The way they chopped that sample off, was just amazing. Like to do it live.
When that shit came on, you know what? This has got to be a really dope album to see perform live. This would be super dope. I'm certain. I mean, they already perform live. I think so. I mean, I think a lot of it will come off of the back of that MPC, but and then you spice it up with the drums, live drums, and. Yeah, but this shit.
Yeah, I'll pay for them. I'll pay to see them live. Yeah.
This part almost reminds me of like some like Prefuse or like Philo or something. You know, it's got that kind of textured, like artificial jazz sample oriented.
July getting off on the drums. Look how he just switches it up.
Yeah. And also what Prem is doing with his vocals on this, he's very much like kind of like almost it's not a breathy. What is an opposite of like he's intentionally
staccato?
Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, he's got that jackhammer pentameter.
He goes right into a dub.
Yeah.
Like, yo.
I knew you was gonna like this shit. I like when Spade gets super excited over musicality. That's when you gonna see Spade. Yeah.
July's gone, man.
Yeah.
You got off on this album, bro. Like, you the most important part of this album. Dead ass.
I mean, get the rest of these motherfuckers some help. Like, he's like, yeah, it's all you. You the one that did it. Yeah, nah, it's great. It's phenomenal.
Listen to this verse, though. It's only a drone sound, stabs, but the drums are carrying this dude. If dude wasn't so good in the pocket, you hear the drags? Oh my God, dog! Like dude catching it.
This is when I was like, oh, the chemistry. I think this album best exemplifies the chemistry that they have on this. I think everybody's part on this. Even you can tell that there's an MPC chopping in here more so than some of the other tracks that are wonderful. And I think this track is like, boom. This is the lead single. You know what I mean? This is the lead single to me. I love this album, man. I give it a. Should we rate it?
Yes.
Best album ever.
Best album ever. It's a easy 8. Easy 8 for me. Easy 8. Right in the middle there.
8
one of my favorites of the year.
Yes.
Interesting album. Secret House Against the World.
Secret House.
July's gone.
Yo, if we get copyright struck for this shit, and just because we playing it,
we're demoting you to a 6.
You get a 5. This shit is mid if we get copyright struck.
Peace.